Guys, alright, I haven't put out too many videos, but we've been busy. I had a flat about a week ago with this, so I bought a new tube, pried the tire off, changed it, painted the rim, put the new tube in and everything. It's back in business, but because I have the paint out, I'm going to paint the other rim on the other side. So this is one of the parts of the backhoe I never did get around to painting, the front wheels. And it's just, I don't know why I never did, but here's a wire wheel I use for about 15 minutes on the other side. These things spin too fast. I think the RPMs on this is, I don't know, between 7 and 10,000 RPMs. Like, the sticker's all worn off, so can't read it anymore, but this is what I normally use with my wire brush, my little, it's not little, it's a 7.5 inch polishing buffer. But with the wire wheel, you can slow it down to 600, I think it says 600 to 3,000 RPMs with this variable speed here. So then your wires, you can slow it right down to next to nothing here. So it's not fast enough for the wires to fly out. I gotta go around with a magnet on the other side and try and pick up all the wires that flew out, because I'm worried I'm gonna get a flat. So I'm gonna slap a coat of paint on there. I gotta check the gear oil. There's sun gear, there's planetary gears in here. There's the 3 planetaries. I haven't checked the gear oil in a while. Isn't that a beautiful logo? That old case logo. The U-joints on the other side are there's wear in them. They need to be changed. And this rim will not come off. I got all the lug nuts off. I hammered on it for a while. It's not coming out, so I don't think I need to take it off. I had the other one right off. A couple of taps with the sledge and it came off, but this one is not giving up the ghost. It may not have been off this for 20-25 years or more. Here's a view from the back. That's the little gearbox for the planetaries, and in there in the dark is the U-joints. It's a CV joint. There's 2 U-joints with a yoke in the middle. So they're, I don't know. I'm not sure how to do it, how to get them apart, but I think I know how. But I have a couple of buddies that owned backhoes like this years ago, and they can't remember how to do it either. And I don't have the book. I have the parts book, but I don't have the shop manual for it. So I've used the lathe a few times. This new tool post is just the best. I don't know how I got along without it, but the old Colchester here is going up for sale. Actually, I put it for sale and someone fairly far away was interested, but I never got around to contacting him to sort out the shipping, and I think I lost that sale, but it is for sale. And there's one coat. I'm just brushing it on from the can, so it's it'll dry fast enough. In about 15 minutes I can give it another coat and a third coat, and we'll put the lug nuts back on. Try not to put paint all over the lug nuts. And you get a few drips, but I think I did the back rims the same way, and I think I might have used a foam roller, I forget. But they turned out pretty good. You know, this paint is just like cement. It's tough paint. It's not worth the time and trouble with loading up the paint gun. I have a lot of experience using paint guns, but the work to clean it and everything, and you get it all over the rubber anyway, so that's looking all right. So this stabilizer needs the hydraulics repacked there, the gland and all the rings and O-rings and whatever goes in there. So that's going to get done in, I believe, in September. I think I'm going to try and do all 3 things at the same time that need to get done. 2 U-joints on this front wheel. Now, the alternator needs to be rebuilt. It doesn't seem to be charging, and I'll look for anything else. But it's just too hot this time of year, and I need it. So now I got a couple of days off, and I can't use it because it had a flat. So there's the valve stem popped right out of the tube. So there's the alternator. It looks pretty crusty. I haven't put a meter on it to check and see if it is working or not, but the battery is not holding a charge, and I know it's a good battery, so I think by the looks of this thing, it looks either original. I doubt it's original, But if it's not original, it's really old. So maybe it just needs some terminals cleaned up. Oh yeah, I unplugged it the other day and I forgot to plug it back in. So I'm hoping I can get a rebuild kit for this. This is just an AC Delco, I believe it's an off-the-shelf General Motors alternator. I don't recognize this plug though. So if I can look on Amazon and take a chance and buy a $20 kit for it, and hopefully it'll fit. I'll find out. I know it's like $250 to get this rebuilt or more, and I think a new one's around the same price, or even maybe even cheaper. So I'm not too crazy about having them rebuilt anymore for that kind of money. Starter, I believe, has been changed. It looked pretty new when I bought this thing 15 years ago, so I'm hoping it won't need to be. These starters can range up to $1,000. So and that battery's not very old. So I'm hoping it's just the alternator. Yeah, so I like the look of that. Looks like a brand new backhoe if you look at just that one wheel. So yeah, when I bought this in 2000, I think it was either 4 or 5, 2005 I believe. So it looked pretty rough. It was kind of a ugly duckling, but it was just the sheet metal and the paint were rough on it. All the pins and bushing had been changed throughout, not everywhere, but most of them, and a lot of new parts on it. So it was owned by a gravel pit, and they put money into this. So I bought it from a guy who bought it in an auction. So he didn't put any money into it, but yeah, he only had it about a year or two. So yeah, I've 15 years later, I can say I'm happy with it. Put the new tires on the back this year in the spring. So I had people tell me 15 years ago, you're gonna need tires. So yeah, well, I took my chances and I ran it on bald tires for all those years, because we put a lot of money into building the house back at that point. So there was no money to put into this thing. Even the paint only started about 7 or 8 years ago. It was pretty ugly for a long time. I took the whole hood off, painted the whole front loader arms, and yeah, it's starting to show a little wear now, but this stabilizer didn't get painted at all, so I was hoping that it would be done when I did the front rims, but it's just too hot. It's 40 degrees with the Humidex today. So we canceled our tree jobs, and that's why I'm here, and I have a bunch of paperwork to do. But I am still around, I'm still doing videos, and I plan to do a lot of stuff. I got a whole bunch of stickers and things from people, channel stickers. I haven't shown anybody yet, and I plan to. So don't think I've forgotten about it, but yeah, that's 2 coats. One more coat and we're done this. So I'm not even done yet and it started raining. I had one more coat of paint to put on. And I think it's done raining, but it did get wet. So maybe I'll just blow it off the compressor a little bit. Yeah, there's a few drops of water on there. And some dirt now. Can't win. Well, they didn't forecast any rain, but yeah, anyway, having fun. Hopefully this will blow off. Yeah, it should come off. Oh, there we go, 3rd coat. You know, there's nothing like putting a coat of paint on something old and weathered and rusty. Just always turns out looking so much better. So just a little update on what I'm up to. Thanks for watching.